Hello Divine Feminine, and welcome to your power message for Thursday. Now, I really love this message because this is more about your spiritual growth and service and putting things into place for your spiritual purpose, which is why we've come. Even though we are a twin flame and we're here to be in union with our twin, that's not the whole of it. The bigger picture is that you are a light worker, that you are an empath, that you are a starseed, that you are a crystal healer or an angel therapist or a Reiki master, that you are a card reader, that you have all of these things within you, all these gifts and talents to share with the world. And the angels are reminding you of that. And whether you are just starting out on your mission now, working out what it is, making decisions to work towards it, or you've been working your light for a while, there comes a time where we have to think about the prices we will charge for our services or what we will expect in return for the gifts that we give. And that's the message coming through. So, if you have, for example, a YouTube channel, or you're doing readings, or you're giving out healing, maybe right now you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm not quite sure what to charge or how to go about it or what to do. And the angels are saying to you, you charge a fair price for your services and everyone around you benefits. So what we give out is energy. And it's okay to give our energy for free. And they're giving me fear, but eventually that will create fear and resentment because we'll feel like we're giving too much. And you'll know how that is when you're giving too much to your twin. That's why we feel depleted on this journey. That's why separation can come in when it does, because we need to fill back up our cup and give a service back to ourselves. So if you feel like you're constantly servicing others, giving to others, giving energy to your twin, checking up on them, make sure they're okay, perhaps giving them money or help or guidance, or you're giving, and they seem to be constantly taking. Oh, you feel drained. You feel tired, you feel exhausted, you feel fed up, you feel like, when's it going to be my time to receive? So that's a sign from heaven to give back to you. If your twin is draining you, give back to you, fill your cup up again. Reconnect with heaven. Heaven fills you up, replenishes you from above, so you feel your light again. If you're talking to someone and they are draining you because they are feeding off your light and your love and your empathy, and you walk away from that person and you feel drained, that person has been an energy vampire to you. So the angels have to replenish your light again, replenish you. I spoke about this not long ago when we were talking about the backpack. And you can find that video because on the thumbnail there's a Divine Feminine daily message with a backpack, where if you're taking on other people's burdens all the time, it's like you're putting on a backpack or a big coat, or you're carrying that cross of the world's sins like Jesus did. So we have to learn how to put it down, to replenish ourselves, to shield ourselves. But when you're giving a service to others, it's an energy exchange. It's a fair energy exchange, and it's fair for you to charge a price or to ask for something in return when you are giving a service of energy. So obviously it's different if you're just talking to a friend or and you're just having a mutual conversation. But if you're giving part of yourself in service, if you're thinking, right, I want to do readings and I want to make a living out of doing this, I want to help others and I want to be able to do this in my world and, be able to pay my bills and live a comfortable lifestyle. There comes a time where you have to understand that it's fair and it's right for you to receive back for what you give out. And that's the message coming through. So when you charge a fair price for your services, everyone around you benefits, which means you feel good because you don't feel like you're giving and not receiving, or you feel like, you're giving too much of yourself because you're receiving something in return. It's balanced. So when you give and receive, it's balanced. And that's the law of the universe. When we give, we should receive. We should allow ourselves to receive. So what we do on this journey, when we first start as well, we don't feel right taking money from people. We don't feel right because we just want to give. We've come here to be of service, we've come here to give and to share our light. So at first we think it should be given freely, but then we understand that everything is in equilibrium. There's an equal balance to all things. When I first started doing readings years ago, okay, and I mean years ago, when I first started doing readings, and I used to do them on the side, I had a job and I used to do readings as well, I felt bad taking people's money. So I used to do very long readings, face to face this was, not online, for a very small amount of money. And I always felt like, I'm not really getting anywhere, because then people expect more and more from you for a small amount of money or a small item, if you're doing an energy exchange, for example. But when you charge a fair price, for your services, and because the angels guide you, your spirit guides, your angels will guide you what's the right price for your service, for what you are giving out. And this isn't just what you're giving energy-wise, it's time too, because your time is precious. So if you're giving precious time to others, you've got to equally balance what you're receiving back, what you are being given back for that. And what I was doing was giving way too much of my time and energy for a tiny amount. And it was getting to me. And the angel's like, come on, Liz, you have to be strong. You know that you are worth more than that. So when you know your worth, you know what you deserve to return for what you are giving out. And the angels want you to know that. So if anyone's watching thinking, well, surely I should be able to give my services for free. This is the day and age where you deserve to receive back. And where we are right now, it's money. Maybe in a previous lifetime, it was for bread or cheese or eggs, or, it was in that way you gave your services, you received something back to live on, to live with, to create something with, to build a meal or firewood or things like that. In this day and age, it's money, it's currency, it's cash. So don't feel bad about that. Or if you want a reading and someone wants a reading from you, you can do an energy exchange like that. But if you want to make this type of business your business, then ask the angels to guide you. What's a fair price for the service you are giving and the time it's taking? Because it's not just about the service you give, it's the time it takes, and time is precious. Time is the most powerful currency of all. We can't get that back. So we can have plenty of money, but we never really have plenty of time. Obviously, we can work with the archangels, especially Archangel Metatron, to free up our time and to give us more time and to help us to work with time. But time is always something that, there is never enough of, because we're always getting older, we're not getting younger. Even though we may feel that we're getting younger because we're aging backwards, we are still getting older. So don't feel bad about asking for a price or an amount of money for something you are giving out, because you deserve to receive. And that's also the message, coming through today. Whereas if you feel that you're giving to your twin, and it's exhausting you, you're feeling tired, drained, no matter how much you love them, there has to be a time that comes where you say no to them and yes to you. And that's usually, if you're not doing that, if you're constantly giving, feeling drained, they're giving me back pain, when you're just feeling tired, run down, like you're just like that, the angels will be very clear with what you need to do. And if you don't listen to the guidance, divine intervention will throw in a separation or some kind of curveball where you have to give back to you. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me on my journey with Catalyst, where I was constantly giving everything to the point where I wasn't giving myself any attention or anything I was doing at all. It was all him. And the angels were like, right, Liz, you're not listening. Enough's enough. So he blocked me on every single platform. Everything you can think of, he blocked me on. And I had no way of reaching out or connecting with him. And even though it was heart-crushing, at the time, it was soul-destroying to me, it gave me power because it helped me to remember who I am instead of not an extension of who he was. I was giving everything to him, forgetting about me. So I started filling up my cup, because when you're blocked on everything possible, the only thing you can do is surrender control and let go and have faith and find your power. And when we do that, we replenish, we start giving back to ourselves and loving ourselves. And, it may feel painful at first, but it gets easier and we feel more free and more calm and more collected. And that's why separation comes in. So really 2 messages in this message today. The first is saying it's okay to charge a fair price for your services. And then everyone around you benefits because it's equal. The client feels good because they've received a service, but they know they deserve that service because they've paid for it. And you feel good because you've provided a service and you've got paid for it. But also it's reminding you that everything has to be in equal balance, including what you give to your twin and what you receive. And what the Divine Masculine is doing now is getting themselves, moving things forward with motorbike, they're getting themselves into a place of power where they are able to give to you everything that you give to them. So it's an equal measure. So you're not just receiving a few breadcrumbs, you're also receiving the whole loaf. And I'll repeat what I said the other day, think of it like this. If you're wanting more from what your twin can give to you, if you're thinking, well, I only get breadcrumbs, remember they are too. They want all of you too, and they are having breadcrumbs too. Maybe it's their choice, they're walking away, or, they are staying where they are and only allowing themselves to have that, but they are sacrificing their own happiness. And I spoke about that in yesterday's reading. So breathe today. Ask the angels to guide you to a fair price for your services, to something that will work for you, and they'll give you the signs. You'll receive the answer repetitively. You'll know what to do. You'll feel it in your gut. So trust your gut today. You are loved and safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.